How to Open Maya 2009. Hello there, and welcome to the surreal world of Maya. Now, so far we've seen why Maya, and what's Maya, and even the whereabouts of Maya. Now I'm going to take you directly into Maya. From here on, we're committing ourselves to this beautiful and incredible world of Maya. Now, first off, let's learn how to bring Maya to our screen. How to open Maya 2009. Quite simple, actually. Go to the Start button on your Task Manager, or hit the Windows button once in your keyboard, and go to All Programs, and then select Autodesk from the options over here, and choose Autodesk Maya 2009, which is the first in the drop-down menu. Now here you have a few options, don't you? If you click Maya 2009, which has a red icon, it will show up Maya 2009. Now, am I going to click that for this moment? Well, let's see some other ways of opening Maya first. If I just hit the Escape button on my keyboard and come out of these menus, watch here in the desktop, I have this short icon for Maya 2009, which will be created by default when you install Maya onto your PC. You can also double-click this Maya shortcut icon if you have it on your desktop to open a new Maya scene. You can also open up any Maya scene by double-clicking the Maya scene file, which we will see later. Now, let me double-click over this shortcut icon on the desktop. Once you double-click the Autodesk Maya 2009 icon, you'll not be able to see the Maya window immediately. Now, this is because Maya is a huge program with powerful interface elements and a lot of plugins. Maya has got a lot to load up. Lots of stuff contained in it, and obviously it takes a little bit of time to open. Alright, with a few seconds in delay to load, now we've got the gift of having the first look at Maya. Here is the Maya interface, which we've been waiting for this long to have a look at. Now we are in a different world, the world of Maya. Right then. The other most important thing to notice is that you can open up any number of Maya scenes, which are nothing but the Maya software, and can work with any number of files at the same time so as to improve your workflow. For example, you're working with a ball bouncing scene in Maya. Now, what if you get bored with that scene? You can just leave back that Maya scene on your desktop and open up another Maya software to work with another file. Thus, you can work with multiple projects at a single instance. This is just an intro to Maya. Now, you'll be amazed to see how much Maya can offer you with its wonderful makings in the coming lessons. In the following tutorial, we're going to take a look at where and how to save a Maya file. Okay, we'll go and explore all the things that we've told you about in this tutorial. Where to save a file. As I mentioned in the previous tutorial, here in this lesson we're going to take a look at the part for saving a Maya scene. Simply where to save a Maya file. Now, one might ask, what's so special about saving a file? But here I'm going to tell you a critical thing on saving files, not only for Maya, but for that matter any files that we'll be working with herein. Here we have a scene opened up in Maya. Like any other software functionality, it lets us save this file, which is nothing but this scene in the Maya interface. But go into File menus and click once and they save the scene from the drop-down list. Okay, once we click, watch where Maya takes us to save our file. It takes us to this default location in the C drive, where Maya software has been installed previously. Well, what's in it? If a system crashes, the C drive is the foremost and first area that's going to be affected. As a precautionary measure, we always insist you save files in other drives where the software has not been installed, and also maintain files sequentially so as it goes back to the files wherever you want. A word of advice be a good use for you to follow. Okay, let's get back to this path again. If you watch closely, the default path where Maya saves the file shows a folder named Scenes. If you go back one step by clicking the Go one step back icon over here, you can see a whole lot of folders like clips, images, sounds, and etc., which all themselves are inside the folder named Default, along with this scene folder where the scene would have been saved by default had I hit save. Well, what was that? Why are these folders here, and who created them? And why? Maya, with its powerful features, always saves a scene in an organized manner with individual folders in the form of projects. Here it asks to save this scene in the folder named Scene, contained in the project named Default, and the other folders in the default project are created specifically for saving concerned attributes in Maya, which we will learn in the lessons to come. But what are those attributes to be saved individually? Well, don't get confused and don't worry. We'll see all these things in the following tutorial, which will give you a clearer picture on what projects and what those folders included in the creation of projects. So then, let's move on to the next tutorial on creating projects to save our Maya file. How to create a project. In the previous lesson, we learned about the importance of saving files in an appropriate location for the betterment of not losing the files in the middle of our work, for that matter, at any point in time. Also, we break up where we learn to save our files as a project. In this tutorial, we'll continue where we left off on how to save files in projects and the importance of this. Alright, here we go. Now, before going to save any scene in a project, we're going to create a project, right? Earlier, we saw the project folder with the name Defaults, with the subfolders contained within. Now, who created that? And how can we create our own projects with those subfolders? Well, that's what we're going to see now. It's very simple. Just go to File menu and select the project from the drop-down menu, which is almost at the bottom. And then click this sub-option New. Click it once. As I finish the click, watch where we get this window. Alright, this is the window that's going to create subfolders for us within the project. If you remember, these are the names of the subfolders, which are the same names that we saw in the project folder Default in the previous tutorial. At first, over here at the top, you have to name your project by entering any desired name in the text field. Let me type in the name Maya. Now, over here, by clicking this Browse button once, you can browse a location to save the project you just named. Let me set the location to the desktop. But where should we create subfolders for this project, which we saw in the previous lesson? That's done here at the bottom field, in the Project Locations category. Watch what happens when I click the Use Defaults button at the bottom of this window. Did you see that the same names have been created in the fields adjacent to the names of the Project Locations subcategory? These are the folders that we saw in the default project folder, and also what we're going to create in this project. Now, before that, you can also rename them as you wish by typing in the desired name respectively in any of these subcategory options. But it's always best to leave them with their default names without renaming them, to avoid unnecessary confusion in names which might interrupt us in finding a file at a later point in time of your work. So, best to leave them undisturbed with their default names. Now, if we hit the Accept button, our projects with the name we've given here and the location specified here, along with these subfolders, will be created. Click it once. If I just go to Desktop and click open this Maya project folder, which we created, watch that we have these subfolders also. With that being done, in the next tutorial we'll discuss about saving a Maya scene in this project that we've created, and other options for the project. Saving scene in project. In the previous tutorial, we had a look at the way of creating a project to be able to save our scene in that folder. Not only have we mentioned the importance of creating projects with their default names. What we've created projects for? Well, to save a scene, isn't it right? With no clue about that one, that we're going to look into the tutorial and how to save a file in the project we created. Alright then, on to the lesson. Now, we have a scene open in Maya, and we want this file to be saved in the project we created in the desktop named Maya. So we dedicate this project entirely for this scene. So whatever textures and source images, for that matter any video clips or any rendered scenes that we've created from this scene, will be saved in this Maya folder. Now if I go to the File menu and click Save Scene or hit Ctrl S from my keyboard, watch it takes us to the project we previously worked with. But we want to save this file in the Maya project that we've created in the previous lesson, right? But why does it happen so? Actually, Maya shows this project location which I previously worked with. It will often happen to you as well. Obviously, you might have to shift between various projects to work with them. In that case, before starting to work with any scene, you might want to make sure that you are in the proper project. Well, how do we go about doing that? That's where setting a project comes into action. Now with this scene, if I go to the File menu and in the same project option, where we created a project, at the bottom we have an option called Set, which is nothing but the Set Project option. Now if I go ahead and click once, watch that we get a window asking us to locate the project that we'd like to save this scene in. Alright, now let's select the project we've created and click OK to exit from the window. Now if I go to File and click Save Scene, watch what happens. We're taken to the Maya project folder, and of course to the Scene folder where we have to save the scene. Now just type in a name here so as to give the scene a name, and then over here, I just extend this option. See that I have two types of extension to save this file. The first is Maya Ascii. Now basically, Maya Ascii file is organized into 8 layers, and this type is basically used for MEL scripts, and using this file as a reference file, and so on and so forth. Basically, we'll ignore this option for saving our Maya scene. In fact, almost every time we'll be saving our file in a Maya binary format, which technically is represented as a non-text format. Now with the file extension left with Maya binary, if I click the Save button, then Maya will save the scene in the file name, and in the format we specified here, and over here in this project.